Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Eden podcast with myself and Jake. Now, I hope you listened to episode 7 because that was an awesome podcast with George. And if you're not listening to it, stop this one and go and listen to that one first. Loads of value, and it's not one that you want to miss. Mm-hmm. If there's one thing we can ask you to do, please, before we start the podcast fully, is if you're enjoying it or if you're getting any value from the podcast, if you could share it with one of your friends or family, it would really help out. And if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you like the video. That helps out a lot too. Yeah. So today we wanted to get a little topical and talk about Hollywood weight loss, magazine transformations, social media transformations, kind of vibe, and how we probably need to not go down that route when it comes to fat loss goals. What do you reckon, Jake?
I think, controversially probably, that there is some value to them. Yeah. I think you can take something from them. I think you can go way down the rabbit hole with them, and you can see the before and after and completely not understand the work or the I don't want to use the word cheats, but kind of cheats to get there, cheats being starvation or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of examples out there. I've seen some great ones. I'm massively into cooking. That's one of my main passions. You see some chefs out there now that they're promoting the new book that just so happens to be about healthy food. So guess what? They get in shape to go along with that book, which is great. And I'm happy.
Who are you thinking?
So we got the likes of Tom Kerridge recently, very popular book. We've got Gordon Ramsay, obviously. He's had one out recently.
He's in shape as well, isn't he?
He's looking good, man. Always does, to be fair. You've got Standard, Joe Wicks. You've got the Hairy Bikers. All these guys have done these books and these transformations recently. And it's great to see. And I'm not for 1 second comparing these guys to the Hollywood transformations that we'll get onto later. But these are kind of just the things that you need to kind of bear in mind. There's good examples, there's bad examples. So I'm going to come out with these guys who are then doing a cookbook to go along with it, and maybe it is a little bit staged, who knows, but, you know, they're teaching people how to cook healthy food, how to live a better life. I've bought some of the books myself, some good recipes in there, some good tips, some good tricks. And yeah, I think it's taking everything with a pinch of salt, and these guys you have to take with a pinch of salt, the ones I've just mentioned, and the ones that you're about to talk about, you got to take these with a big old, I don't know, a big old sack of salt, I think.
Well, before I talk about them, to talk about like the chefs and stuff, what you find is that they'll release this recipe book full of these awesome meals, and some of them, or a lot of them, are actually really high calorie. Yeah. And you don't realise it. Yeah, man. Eat like a portion could be 1,000 calories, but you're eating it thinking, well, I'm eating this healthy food out of this healthy recipe book. Yeah, man. When in reality, you're nailing a ton of calories. So, in that instance, just be quite careful and actually maybe look at the ingredients that are going into these recipes, because it can be misleading. Yeah. Whether they mean to be misleading, I don't know. No. Which I highly doubt.
I think as chefs, being that's what they are, they're probably just making good tasting food and then worry about the calories after it, kind of thing. It's probably not intentional.
Good ingredients, but sometimes good ingredients can be high cal.
Yeah. I think a lot of what I've noticed from some of the books I've bought and some recipes I've seen online is that it's not so much that they can be high calorie, it's that there's not as much intention to balance them. So perhaps they'll do one and it's mostly vegan food or vegetarian food, and traditionally, or in some of the cases I've seen, they'll be very high carb, low protein, which, you know, they may still be low calorie. However, as we all know, when you're dieting, when you're trying to lose weight, pack on muscle, whatever it may be, you got to get them proteins in, and you're not going to be doing that with some of these recipes.
Yeah. So be careful with that. However, there are a lot of good books. Yeah. So if you are looking to get healthier, it might be a good place to start.
Gordon Ramsay's one in particular, I would say. I really enjoyed that. It was actually my dad that bought that. I borrowed it from him from a little bit. Some great advice in there, some good recipes. Yeah. And I love Gordon, so I'm never going to say a bad word about him, but I do genuinely enjoy that book.
Yeah, just again, pinch of salt with it all. Don't turn your fat loss transformation into a kitchen nightmare.
Hey, cheesy.
So that's probably a good place to start. And then, so you've got chefs doing all this stuff, getting lean. Please realise that they're not eating all their meals out of their cookbook to get lean.
Yeah.
There's different methods.
Yeah.
And it is all calorie control at the end of the day, and a deficit, as you know. But if you want to go really mainstream with it and look at Hollywood, where people are making absolutely drastic transformations that honestly are not achievable for most people. They're absolutely nuts. You look at, literally, when I first started getting into training, it was around the time that Blade Trinity came out, and Ryan Reynolds went from this skinny guy to Hollywood buff.
Yeah.
And he was like, shit, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And I looked into it, looked at the articles all based around it. 5-month transformation. It took me years to get anywhere near what he was at. And it's just like, what are they doing differently? Like, for one, they paid millions to do this.
Yeah.
Secondly, they have got a team of 10 people maybe. They'll have a nutritionist and a trainer and a chef.
Yeah.
And they'll have someone taking care of their entire diary, so they've not got the stress on that end. And all their time is dedicated to training and cardio and just eating what's given to them. In a lot of cases, they'll have a really damn good pharmacist as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's the stuff that they won't talk about. That'll get them the dramatic results as well. So you've got to look at, is this stuff actually achievable? And the likelihood it's not.
Yeah.
In some instances, you can make unbelievable changes, but these people are the exception to
and they're doing it for a purpose, like you said. It's their job, literally, to do that. Yeah. You know, if you're your average guy working in retail or working in an office or whatever, that you've got 9 hours a day taken with something completely else, completely different. Then maybe you've got a family, maybe you've got maybe you play for a football team, I don't know. So you've got these other commitments. This is literally it's like being an athlete, isn't it, really? Like, that is their entire commitment. That is their life.
Exactly.
And you have to kind of remind yourself of that when you see these before and afters and seeing them get into shape for a role. Yeah.
Now, the good thing about these transformations is that they are actually real, especially when they do it in Hollywood, because they seem to get in this unbelievable shape and they are jacked. Yeah. A lot of them. A lot of the females pack on a good amount of muscle and look amazing. Yeah. Like, to be fair to them, regardless of the extremes that they can go to because it's their job to do it, fair play, the transformations are unreal. What I would be very careful of, now this should be the main topic of this episode today, is social media influencers, or whatever you want to chat about, selling diet programs, booty plans, detox teas, diet coffee. What the fuck is diet coffee? I've seen diet coffee.
I haven't seen it, but
calories in coffee.
Yeah, I'm not surprised in the slightest.
So they're selling this because they're getting paid, and they're stood there in a bikini, or if it's a dude in some fucking boxer shorts, and they're already in shape via training and good nutrition over an extended period of time, and they stand there with detox tea. Yeah, we've got a sale on, and it's got 100% off.
It's not only what got me here at all. Yeah. I've never used it until I was already shredded, but here it is. Yeah.
So you need to be careful of is if you're following these people, which you probably shouldn't follow these people anyway, because knobs.
Massive generalisation, love it. Carry on.
But what you should do is, again, like Jake said at the start, take it with a pinch of salt. And realise that they're just trying to make money off
doing a lot
product.
of seasoning in this episode. I'm salt on everything.
I know. I'm very salty, that's why. And so, like, if they're stood there and they're in shape and they're trying to sell you a product, they're probably lying to you. And it's probably not going to do your self-esteem or your confidence any good, because you're going to look at that and think, I need to look like that in order to be noticed, or in order to be happy. Yeah. But I guarantee, in the current shape you might be in, or the current way you're eating, your mental health and happiness might actually be much better than the person you're looking at who's in shape.
Yeah, man.
Because maybe you're not selling your soul to make a little bit of money. Yep. Which a lot of these influencers will do.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not to take away from them. They look amazing. One of my personal favourites that Connor already knows about, I'd talk about, is the way Hugh Jackman looked in Wolverine.
Huge jacked man.
that guy,
shredded.
He was looking good. Oh, yeah. So
man crush.
Yeah, big time. There's a particular scene at the beginning where he's chopping a tree with an axe, and you can literally see his heart beating through his chest. You can see every vein in his body. You can see everything. He looked good, man. Yep. But then I've seen interviews, I've read about it, and you know the dude was so miserable to look like that. And you know, maybe you wouldn't be, or other people wouldn't be, but that's one example I've heard about, and one of the rarer people that have actually spoken about that side of it as well. You do get others speaking about it as well. That's the one that comes to mind, where is literally telling people that, look, I was eating chewing gum and kale for months, and obviously protein shakes, and like you said, potentially the pharmacist may have had some say in it as well. But yeah, it's just not. It looks great, but at what cost? You know what I mean? At what cost and for what purpose? Yep. You know what I mean? I'm not planning on play acting as Wolverine anytime soon, so I'm not gonna. Not that, and if again. I do, nobody's gonna see it. So there's no need. You know.
I agree. And the thing is, like, it's always that we look at. It's like glorified. So social media is glorified in how people look, and then people will do photo shoots or be on the beach once and they get a million photos, and suddenly they're posting these photos all year. They don't look like that all year. They look like that for that photo or for that week.
Yeah.
And then they probably binge and blow back up.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at things real and then associate it, whether it's what you actually want or what you think's achievable. Because if you are a regular Joe and you are going to work, like, I'm sorry, but you're not spending all your time eating the exact food, planning the right food.
And you know what? If you are, you're probably not going to be performing at your job. No, you're probably going to be neglecting your family or your friends or whatever. And like we said, if you're okay with that, fair enough. If that's what's important to you, and your number one goal is to look like that, and you're not bothered about anything else, or you don't have anything else going on, by all means, go for it. But that's not your typical person. No. Typical person has a job, has a family, has responsibilities, and they have to come first. Yeah. And if they don't come, if they do come first, then I'm sorry, but you can't look like that. Or you can, but nowhere near in that time frame. And
not in the time frame, exactly. That's a good point. But it's got to be at the expense of something else.
Yeah.
So you can never be on top of everything in your life at once. So, for example, if family life is going really well, then sleep is probably going really well. And maybe like work is going okay, but training will take a step back.
Yeah.
If training's going really well, you're probably spending less time with your family because you're more time at the gym, which means you then get home, try and spend time with the family, which means you get less sleep.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got to then pick at what stage in your life these things are actually important. So if you want this like crazy transformation, you just need to be aware that you're probably going to spend less time with your kids and with your missus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So, yeah. It's something I've been guilty of in the past, is I wouldn't say trying to do too many things at once, but starting too many things and not finishing them. And it's quality over quantity, right? So if you're, like say, if you're trying to juggle 5 balls, you're probably going to drop one. If you're trying to juggle 3, you'll probably juggle for hours and hours, or I would anyway. What about you?
All right. I can't juggle one ball.
To be fair, I don't know if I could do that anymore. But yeah, that's the basic sort of I don't know, the way of portraying it. And you're juggling so many things, and if you try and juggle too many things, you're going to drop one of them. It's only natural. It doesn't make you a bad person. And some people will really take that to heart. And no, I can do everything. I can do everything. Trust me, I can. You can't. You really can't. And some people everybody has different capabilities. Some people can juggle 6 balls. Some people can only juggle 1. Some people can't even pick that ball up. You know what I mean? So you all have different capabilities, but it's about finding that capability and, absolutely maxing out your capabilities.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you try to juggle too much, you'll turn into a joker.
Oh, shit.
That's number 2. Why is everyone shaking their head at me? Why is the person behind the camera shaking his head? But yeah, so I think I hope you can like sort of take that in, and it allows you to appreciate what these people actually go through.
Yeah.
In order to get transformations. That's when we're looking at Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I hope it makes you realise the fakery of transformations, I say with air quotes, of the social media influencers who are holding up bags of detox tea and diet coffee and bullshit and juice
magic pills.
And, like, you need to look straight through that and realise that that's not the world for you. You're probably not willing to sell your soul in order to get fit. For one, it doesn't get you fit.
Yeah.
4, it's not it's not existent in the universe.
Yeah.
It's a lie, and someone's profiting from it.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
If it was easy, everybody'd do it, wouldn't they? That's
Exactly.
the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you want to get into serious shape, there are ways to do it.
Yeah.
Now, will it take longer than 5 months to go from skinny to absolutely jacked like Ryan Reynolds? Yes.
Yeah.
Likely.
Maybe 5 years.
Maybe 5 years, exactly. Yeah. So, again, this is where it comes down to long-term commitment. Most people want short-term results or quick results that they want for the long term, but quick results don't equal long-term.
Nope.
Quick results equal short-term.
Yep.
So if you want to look good, say if you're 25, you want to look good at 40, you need to get to work now.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to be years and years and years of work.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah. And it's about trying to enjoy that process and kind of understanding that it's really coming to grips with the fact that you're saying it is a process. It's not 6 months work. It's not a year's work. It's not a week, a day. It's a lifelong process.
I think the scary thing is with that.
Yeah, I was going to say the word scary.
Exactly. the scary thing is that you might be thinking, like, what? Why aren't these guys who are trying to sell fitness telling us that we can get in shape really quick? Well, for one, we could get you in shape really quick, but that's not what we're about, and it won't get you anywhere long term. Long term is key. Now, if you don't plan for the long term, you're going to fall on your ass fast.
Yep.
For a multitude of reasons.
We've both been guilty of that, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
Me more recently than Connor. I dieted recently, lost a ton of weight, and I was, by the time I'd finished, I was done mentally with it. I'd wiped myself out. I was sick of it.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I was sick of it. I lost sort of 3 stone in 10 weeks. I was looking pretty good by the end of it, but I just wanted to eat my favourite foods. I wanted to live because I'd been so restricted, so harsh, and it's just not sustainable. And I know you had a similar process after one of your photo shoots, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it killed me, like getting back to like health, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny, like Jake's talking about like quick weight loss. I normally do 16 to 20 week diets, which is still quick to get really lean. And the fact that we both have rebounded really badly in the past. And then if you think about like the last podcast with George, where he's talking about, again, what we're on about, the long-term effect and dealing with habits and the mental side of things and the psychology behind weight loss and the way you look, the fact that's way more important. And you might be thinking, oh, again, like the lads are saying it's going to take me 10 years to get in shape. No, that's not the point we're trying to make. Yeah. The point we're trying to make is you might be scared that this is a year on process now, but what's the alternative? Is the alternative start next year and you've lost a year? You
should not be scared of it.
You need to get started so that there's that yearly process is now shorter.
Yeah. And the thing is, once the sooner you start, the sooner it becomes routine, the sooner it's no longer something scary or something daunting, because you'll realise the benefits massively outweigh the negatives, being that you're spending time, you might be a little bit sore in the morning. All those things are so minimal to the mental and physical benefits that you'll get out of it if you're consistent.
Yeah. And don't get scared thinking, oh, it's going to take me 5 years to get in shape. It's not. No. What it might be is that when it comes towards that 6 month mark, you've gotten great results, but it might take to get to the 12 month mark to really change around a lot of habits. And once you're at the 2 year mark, it's just really consistent for you in its life. 5 years, you're consistently in shape. You don't have to beat a few more habits. 10th year, you're 40, you're looking mint. Do you know what I mean? So that's all. All
your friends have got dad bods.
Yeah.
They're shredded to the bone.
Yeah.
But not quite, because we've just said that's pointless. So maybe just looking good for a 40-year-old.
And again, I think this is quite predominant on the female side of things, where I know like there's a lot of pressure on females to look good, especially in the news on social. Again, there's women in bikinis all over the show. But I think a massive thing is to get yourself healthy mentally via finding out ways that you actually enjoy fitness. So even though weight training is always going to be king for anyone with a physique, strength and aesthetic goal, you'll never change that. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Yeah.
That'd be stupid.
But you also have to understand that you can't get those results
if
you don't. If you make the choice to exercise in another way, maybe you love hiking or whatever, you have to understand that yes, you can use that as a tool to lose weight or to transform yourself a little bit. But you're not going to be packing on muscle.
No.
You might get to your desired weight. You might look yourself in the mirror and think, I look great like this, and you probably will. But you're not going to pack on muscle by hiking. And that's, again, it's managing your expectations, and it's using what you enjoy as a weight loss tool rather than convincing yourself constantly to do stuff that you hate.
Yeah. So if you're using what you enjoy as a weight loss tool, and on top of that, you're actually doing the correct style of fitness in order to achieve your goal. Mm-hmm. So if the goal is to put on muscle, or if you're female, let's say you want nicer rounded shoulders and a bigger bum. Well, for one, you're going to have to shoulder press, you're going to have to side lateral raise, you're going to have to hip thrust, deadlift and squat. There's no doubt about it. You're not going to get a bigger bum via walking or hiking. So even though you might not enjoy it, so what Jake said is about managing expectation, if you want to look like that, but you don't enjoy that, you're probably not going to look like that.
Yeah.
You can still get great results, but you'll look different.
Yeah, and there's plenty of professionals out there who can advise you on this. And, if you tell them your goals, if you tell them your preferred method of working out, if they're a good coach, hopefully they work that into your plans. But they should at that point then be making you aware of the results you'll get from that. So if somebody says, I don't want to weight train, your coach shouldn't be allowing you to keep thinking that you're going to have this big bum, thin waist, or maybe not thin waist, but rounded shoulders, whatever it may be. So yeah, a little bit of consulting a professional if you're not aware yourself of the effects that your preferred style of working out may have.
Yeah. And I think as well, just to bring it back to social media and the way people look in Hollywood diets and all that sort of stuff, the way these people look is a byproduct of weight training. Always a byproduct of weight training. So the first thing you do is weight train, progress lifts and get stronger, and your nutrition comes into it, and maybe like cardio, etc. It's not anything different. It's not products that they're having.
Yeah.
It's not creatine, it's not whey protein, and it's not detox tea.
They are having those things.
Yeah.
But it isn't.
But
not detox tea.
Not detox tea.
Not that bullshit.
But it's like, we could almost say it's the 1%, but it's less than that that'll contribute to it.
Yeah.
Because the body needs a stimulus and it needs to progress that way. It needs to recover and adapt and get stronger and get bigger, whatever. So that's what you need to be doing in order to get in shape too.
Yeah.
So currently, if you say you don't enjoy weight training, what I would first ask is if you actually tried it.
Yeah.
Are you a member of a gym? Have you tried training correctly? Have you actually had the right advice? Do you know how to train the correct form? Mm-hmm. Do you have a training plan that actually you do enjoy? Do you know what you're doing? Because I guarantee most people don't enjoy that style, don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. That's why they don't enjoy it.
That's why they don't enjoy it.
They feel uncomfortable, they feel awkward. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. It's like walking into a job interview. You don't enjoy that because you don't know what's going to come.
Yeah.
If you walk into a gym, you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know the vibe. You don't know whether you're going to injure yourself. You don't know what the hell you're doing on what machine. You're not going to go in with motivation.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I completely agree. Like I said, it's... The Hollywood transformations are, like I said, I do believe there's something to look at. There's something to bear in mind, maybe use it as motivation in knowing that the hard work that goes into it, maybe you take some sort of strength from that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because them photos are good.
Yeah, they're great. They're amazing, and that person has gone through hell to look like that. Yeah. And I think there's massive appreciation from me personally, and there probably should be more appreciation from other people in the fitness industry rather than just calling them out for cheating and cutting corners and starving and what have you. Like, yeah, it's not the right thing to do, but is it easy? Fuck no, it's not easy. No.
I think it's all right because, like, for me, example, I looked at them photos of Ryan Reynolds in Blade, and that's what initially motivated me. Like, oh, whoa, I want to look like that.
Exactly.
Like, for now, I'm going to go and lift some weights.
Yeah.
And then the process started. Yeah, again, I say it took longer than 5 months, but it doesn't matter because that was the photo that started it all, so to speak. So if you do see someone that you think, I would love to look like that, well, do you know what? Fair enough. You're not going to get there as quick as they did, likely.
You may never get there.
Yeah. But if you bust your ass year on year on year on year on year, do you know what? You might just...
Yeah.
You might just get there.
Like we said, it's about seeing that image, your image, whatever it may be for you, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, whatever it may be. It's about finding that physique that really gets you going, that you really want to have, and then using it properly, using it as motivation rather than putting yourself under pressure. Like we said, take everything with a pinch of salt, especially the Hollywood transformations. There's good ways to use them, and there's very, very bad ways to use them. And, if you make some right choices, if you listen to podcasts like this and, get advice from people out there, hopefully you can see these transformations without going down the rabbit hole, making yourself feel like shit, and using them like motivation, like fuel to make some improvements and some changes, and ultimately make yourself feel better.
Exactly. I love that. And the thing is, like, there's one more point to add, is for the people who've lasted this long on the podcast, you're in for a treat now, because I'm going to flip all this on its head. This might have come across slightly negative, saying, like, you can't achieve that, you can't achieve this, but you can. We're not saying that, so to speak. We're saying the length of time that these guys take to get in shape is incredibly quick. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not for you, the regular person, and we don't have these crazy bodybuilders listening to this. No. But you listen to this is different. So, what I want you to believe is that you can get the body you want.
Yeah.
But if you don't make a start on it, or you do look for the quick fixes via Instagram influencers and detox tea, you're not going to achieve it. I guarantee it. I'll put my house on it.
Yeah.
If you think you're getting in shape via a product that someone sells because they've got a bikini on, you're in for a massive letdown, and you're in for a world of hatred for yourself almost. So you'll not be happy with your body. You won't get the body you want. You won't get results. You won't get all the extra benefits that come from putting in the work to get the physique. Yep. So if you want the physique, go out and work for it. Don't feel like you can't, but it's going to take effort.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
Absolutely. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Cool. So that was episode 8,
yep,
I believe. Yeah, episode 8. Like Connor said at the beginning, we really appreciate you guys listening. I've had some great feedback. We're loving it. It's good to hear people are enjoying it. If you could help us out, tell a friend about us. If you're on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe. Tell your friends about the YouTube channel as well. There's plenty more to be coming from that. I'm actually going to be showcasing my cooking skills finally. Ooh. On there. Potentially working on a little project there.
And don't forget, there's 4 weeks left to get pre-registration for Eden. Yep. And we still have a few spots left. And again, don't forget, if you don't already know actually, we will coach you for 4 weeks as of right now, for free before the gym's open. So we're going to get your results now. We're going to get your habits built now and get you ready for the gym. Only if you sign up before we're open.
That's a great offer. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.